Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today I'm going to share a story with you that I haven't shared very often, but as I was writing this, I thought, you know what, this will really tie it in and it makes a difference. It's about the laundry basket that changed my life. So you might laugh and say, well, how could a laundry basket change your life? But it was a forgotten basket. It sat in the corner of my my basement on some shelves for many years. It was a plain white plastic laundry basket that I probably got at a big box store for $9.99. It was cracked. It was pretty dusty, and it wasn't beautiful. It wasn't sentimental, and it wasn't particularly um, useful anymore. But I couldn't bring myself to let it go when I saw it. That laundry basket once lived in the corner of my boys' rooms, and I used it to gather piles of their dirty laundry, their little socks, and their grass-stained jeans, their little soft pajamas that smelled like shampoo. It smelled like their childhood to me. And I used it every day throughout the years, regardless of how sleep deprived I was as a mom. It was messy, it was magical. It was a time full of, loud and chaotic things, but it was fun. And by the time I found this basket again during a major decluttering session, my boys were grown. They also were married and they had families of their own. So, and the house was just much quieter. My life was different. Their life was different. Um, but here's that laundry basket. So why was I holding on to it? I picked it up with every intention of donating it. After all, it was just a cheap white plastic laundry basket. But in that moment, the minute I touched it, I was suddenly standing in my old house, the one that the boys grew up in. The hum of the laundry going on in the laundry room, the giggles in the other room. My younger self folding those tiny t-shirts while thinking about what's for dinner and reminding myself I had to sign some permission slips or something for school. That basket carried much more than just clothes. It carried memories of a season of my life when I felt needed. When my identity as a mom wrapped itself around everything that I did, I was holding on not to the object, but who I was when I was using it. So letting go of that basket felt like I was letting go of that woman, that mom. But then there was an aha moment. I stood frozen in time, holding that basket, trying to hold back the tears. And that's when it hit me. The basket had done its job, a really good job. It served me well. It held the socks and the shirts, and it also held the memories. But it didn't have to hold me, anymore. So what I realized was this: we don't keep things because we need them. We keep them because we haven't fully honored what they meant to us at that time. It wasn't about the basket. It was about giving myself permission to let it go with gratitude and without guilt. So how do these ordinary, everyday objects hold us back? We've all had a laundry basket somewhere in our homes, and it might be a chipped mug that was from a past relationship, a drawer full of sympathy cards that you haven't even read yet, a dress that hasn't fit you in years, but still it whispers to you every time you see it. Or it could be, a stack of books that you meant you read when you had more time. These are those everyday objects that seem to be totally harmless, but they carry these tremendous emotional weight or baggage, I guess you could call it. They quietly remind you of who you were, who you hope to be, and what we lost and maybe never found. So without realizing it, we surround ourselves with emotional noise. And that noise we can we can get stuck in. We can get stuck in grief, we can get stuck in guilt, and in that identity that we haven't outgrown yet. So there's a new way to declutter. It's a laundry basket method, I call it. It was inspired by that moment when I was playing with that laundry basket. It was kind of a deeply personal, gentle way to declutter that acknowledges the emotional ties that we have to our stuff. And here's how it works. So you choose one object that tugs at your heart. Make it small, or I should say start small, and just take one thing and ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? And what does it represent? And who was I when I was using it? And then honor that story that it tells. Let the memories come, let the emotions fill you up, and cry if you have to. So write it down and tell someone about it. I did tell my boys about the laundry basket, and they kind of laughed, but they got it. So say goodbye to that with gratitude and with respect. And then the third step is to decide its purpose, whether it's past or whether it's future. So if it belongs in your past and not in your future, it may be time to let it go, thank it, donate it, recycle it, or pass it on. And the fourth step is to repeat with grace. So this isn't about tossing out everything. It's about intentionally releasing item by item, layer by layer. So our laundry basket at that time was filled with all those memories. What letting go made possible for me and why it changed my life. So letting go of that old basket didn't make me feel empty. It made me feel free. Free to remember the good times without clinging to them any longer. Free to let go without guilt, the weight, and the what ifs. And free to make room in my heart for the woman that I am now and the life that I'm defining and designing next. So decluttering isn't just about tidying up and organizing. It's about transforming your relationship with your past and stepping into the future lighter, wiser, and more eager to just take it on. Now it's your turn. So you don't need a massive clean out or a purge to feel that shift. Just find one thing, hold it, honor it, let it go. And notice how every single object like that, like the laundry basket, might carry the key to your next chapter. So because letting go isn't losing something, it's actually choosing freedom. It's choosing you. I hope this helps.